In our number 10 spot, we have Ramen Manuel. Chicago Mayor Ramen Manuel may be a shapeshifter reptile. I'll let you decide. In September 2012, during a press conference, viewers noticed that his eyes seemed to transform into, well, I'm not quite sure I know how to describe this because it's terrifying. Around his eyes, we see darkness of some sort, and suddenly his actual eyes become enlarged. Honestly, whatever happened wasn't human. Did he reveal himself as a shapeshifter reptile? I'm thinking yes. If you're enjoying this video so far, smash that like button as it'll really help us out. In our number 9 spot, we have Timothy Geithner. Former secretary to the treasurer, Timothy Geithner, has been accused of being a shapeshifter. Why? Well, because there's some weird footage of him possibly doing just that. Footage was taken of him at a press conference sitting and listening to the speaker when all of a sudden something starts happening to his right eye. A weird pattern that honestly looks like a pattern that you would see on a butterfly wing starts to form around his eye, sort of cupping it. It seems that it happens for a few seconds before he realizes it and tries to cover it up by touching the area, and in an instant, it's gone. No one can deny that the footage is rather odd, especially as he touches the area and poof, it's magically gone. It is super possible that we have a butterfly shapeshifter on our hands. Imagine. If I could be a shapeshifter, that's what I would want to be. Something with wings. Probably a fairy. That would be great. In our number 8 spot, we have US General David Petraeus. On June 15, 2010, the US General David Petraeus appeared to faint during a conference, but at one point though, his face appeared to be, well, not human. The footage of this one does appear to be a tad blurry, but it does seem like something has happened to his face. His face looks like it's, deformed, and the person that was looking at him and talking before he fainted did look a tad scared, but it could have been because he could see something was wrong. So there's that. But also, at one point, somebody stood up and conveniently blocked the camera from seeing him, so that's sus. But honestly, the footage for this one is too blurry for me to say, yeah, probs are reptiles. But the people that filmed it and shared it definitely said that they saw something that day and it did not look human. In our number 7 spot, we have Lady Gaga. Okay, Lady Gaga is an interesting one because there is a video that seemingly shows something going on with her eyes, but also she literally said on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert that she, quote, has always liked to shapeshift. Very sus, Gaga. The viewers of the show thought that it was a very interesting choice of words, and so many thought that there was a bit of truth to what she said, as if the energy around the word held more weight. I don't know. Certainly there are so many people that believe that Lady Gaga has had contact with the devil, and so it would make sense if she was a shapeshifter. Remember that time she suspended something in the air with her magical force field? Okay, but for real, is she a magical devil-like being or a shapeshifter? Would love to know your vote in the comment section below. In our number 6 spot, we have Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, actress turned literal princess when she married Prince Harry, has had quite some speculation around her over being a robot. Now, I've heard many things, including reptilian, and some people believe something has just, replaced her. But the robot shapeshifter is an interesting theory. It started when a clip went viral over Harry and Meghan wearing masks to promote Madame Tussauds new Harry and Meghan edition. But what made everyone feel the creeps is not just the fact that their facial expressions are unsettling, but also because Meghan is not blinking. Terrifying. Whereas Harry apparently was. Anyways, I think that this got everyone to start theorizing that even though this is a mask, she may actually be a shapeshifter robot, and you know what? I don't blame them. We're probs living in iRobot and don't even know it. In our number 5 spot, we have President Bush. Now, this is a clip of Papa Bush, the 41st president of the US, speaking in an interview, and his eyes seem to change. For those of you who don't live in North America, there is a George Bush Sr. and Jr., and they both became president of the US. Anyways, this clip is of George Sr., aka Papa Bush, and most people are in agreement that he is absolutely a reptilian. I mean, at this point, I'm starting to be convinced that all the politicians are, but who knows? Maybe the whole world is. Maybe I am. Honestly, I wish I could shapeshift. Then I would just shapeshift myself into a passenger that has a ticket to board a flight to Paris and peace out of here. You know what I mean? Anyways, in this clip, his eyes definitely form into slits, and there's no doubt that if this clip is real, and so many say that it is, then, you know, he's definitely not human. In our number 4 spot, we have Eileen Wuornos. Eileen Wuornos, who is known as an American serial killer, did a number of interviews before she was executed on October 9th, 2002. During a number of her interviews, people claimed to have seen some weird shape-shifting happening. This is a clip of an interview that she did where her eyes appeared to show that infamous reptile slit. You know, there is so many people that believe that sometimes shapeshifters are responsible for some of the worst crimes in the world, and then they just, you know, shapeshift out of prison afterwards after taking over the body of humans. That's definitely an interesting theory. I mean, regardless, clearly Eileen was evil, so even if she's not a shapeshifter, I'm sure someone could make a case for her being possessed by a demon. In our number 3 spot, we have Reptile Woman. This woman has been dubbed Reptile Woman for pretty obvious reasons. The footage that was taken of this mystery woman surfaced online and was apparently not altered in any way. The footage seems quite normal until it's broken down frame by frame, and suddenly it's as if you see a different person. Her hands look different, her back, her face, and her eyes. It's fascinating. I personally wish the footage was easier to see, as it's not fully convincing me looking at something so blurry. It just makes me feel like it's been altered, but who knows? I may be wrong, and it sure seems like a lot of people believe that it's real. There have been a few people that have tried to debunk it, and truly I think I'm with them on their analysis. This one is too blurry for me to think that it's possibly real, but whatever. It might be. In our number 2 spot, we have M.W. Jeffrey Black Hodgson. Let's call him Jeff, you know, for short. So Jeff is the Grand Master of the Masons in Massachusetts. Yeah, if you don't know anything about the Masons, then definitely have a Google sesh later tonight. That's a whole other rabbit hole in itself. But yeah, if you know anything about the Masons, then you probably won't be surprised that they are on this list. The Grand Master, the big guy calling the shots, is in this video, and he certainly shows signs of being a shapeshifter. From his eyes suddenly showing slits to his skin apparently showing evidence, there are a lot of people that believe that this guy is a shapeshifter. And in our number 1 spot, we have Britney Spears. Okay, this one I refuse to believe is real, because I love her. God, I do not want to believe it, but the footage certainly makes you think that it's possible that she's a shapeshifter, or that a shapeshifter at some point had taken over her body. That to me would check out more when you think of everything that she has been fighting for recently in terms of her freedom and gaining full control of her body back again. Who knows? Perhaps there is way more to it than we can imagine. I just love her though, so I refuse to believe that she was born a reptile. Anyways, in this shot, her eyes seemingly show slits at times, just like a lot of the other footage that we've shown, and this would point to some kind of reptile living within her.
Starting off this list at number 10 with a car commercial. Did you guys read the title before clicking on this video? Well, these are the top 10 scariest videos on the internet that you shouldn't watch alone, so hopefully you're with someone because things are about to go down. Let's drive right into this list with an innocent car commercial. Enjoy. Okay, I'm sorry to do that to you guys, but I did warn you. And also rest in peace to you guys who are wearing headphones, or especially those earbuds. It was loud. I really hope you weren't watching that in class, because you probably freaked out your teacher. Moving on, in at number 9 with Little Baby's Ice Cream. After watching this creepy video, you're probably gonna feel really uncomfortable, and you're probably gonna want to cry as well. You're gonna just have mixed emotions. So let's take a look at this.
I eat Little Baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet. I spring from activity to activity. I love my job. I love my life.
What the hell did we just watch? I don't know if I should be laughing or if I should be screaming or possibly crying. And did you guys notice that he didn't even blink once? Is he even human? Okay, honestly, this video makes my worst nightmares look pleasant. All I have to say is that I'm never going to eat little baby's ice cream, and I hope that I never have to watch that video ever again. Moving into number 8 with the Meat Sleep videos. There's a really strange and creepy YouTube channel called Meat Sleeps, and they used to upload bizarre videos that make us all wonder whether these videos were actually clips shot by a murderer, kidnapper, cannibal, or maybe ABC, all of the above. I still don't know what to think, but I'll let you guys be the judge.
I let you be like a person. You live here. You are ungrateful. You live.
Well, luckily for us, the creator deleted all of his disturbing videos, but he uploaded one last video called No More. In this video, it tells us his channel was operated by several people across multiple locations. This kind of makes me feel even more afraid. What if one of the uploaders lives in my area? Coming in number 7, we have a coffin buried in a backyard. A man thought it would be a great idea to bury his dead great-grandmother in his backyard, and that's because he gets pleasure out of digging up her grave and opening her casket. I'm only going to show you guys that small clip because the rest of the video is highly disturbing and we don't do that for you guys. And to be honest, it's really hard to watch. At the end of the video, he kisses her all over her face and he seems to enjoy it just a little bit too much. What about letting her rest in peace? You ever heard that term, buddy? Number 6, we have a short horror film called Lights Out. This creepy short film can be found on YouTube, but trust me, if you're going to watch this film, you should be watching it in broad daylight, and also know that you might have the possibility of not falling asleep tonight or ever. Okay, seriously, how many times do you have to flicker the lights on and off? If I saw a scary looking demon lurking in my halls, I would run out of there faster than Usain Bolt, and you better believe it. Okay, that face will haunt me forever. I Feel Fantastic takes us to number 5. You guys, but I definitely do not feel fantastic. Actually, I feel like my soul is being violated or something. This robot mannequin is just so creepy. It looks like this person bought a Taylor Swift mannequin off the dark web. Someone needs to break this thing apart, burn it, and then bury the ashes in 10 separate locations. Who else thinks that they're going to have a tough time sleeping tonight? I don't feel fantastic about this whole video being 2 minutes and 31 seconds. It makes me feel uneasy, so let's move on. Real Demons Caught on Tape brings us to number 4. Is this what happens when someone tries to give you a high five but you leave them hanging? Well, I for sure will never leave someone hanging ever again. Or it's like when you open up a snack at school and all the other kids want some. Even though this video is clearly fake and they use special effects, well, I'm pretty sure, it's still really terrifying. The person who edited this actually did a really amazing job, but I'm pretty scared. Especially after watching the last couple of seconds of this video. I warned you guys, I literally jumped out of my chair when I first watched this clip. It was pretty embarrassing. A real life psychopath brings us to number 3. I don't think this next video needs a lot of explaining. Just prepare yourselves because this next video is super creepy.
Hey everybody, Beetle Fox here. You're probably wondering what I'm doing.
Okay, no, I'm definitely not wondering what you're doing. I'm actually trying to forget that this video even exists. But I know you guys are curious, so let's listen.
I'm cutting off my daughter's legs. It's a long story. I've joined a very special community on the internet, known on the deep web and the other hacker sites where all the cyberbullies hang out as the fur fag community, but I prefer to call it the Indian spirit community.
All I can say is what the actual This guy actually definitely kidnapped some real people. I think the police needs to search his house because I'm sure that they're gonna find bodies in his crawl space and they're gonna be buried in his backyard. I can't even finish watching the entire clip because he gives me the creeps. Bobby, yeah, climbs up this list at number 2. All I'm saying is Bobby, no. Not yeah. I think I can confidently say that after watching this video, you'll never be the same. I don't even know how to describe this video. All I know is that I'm not okay. This is some pretty disturbing stuff. I think this video belongs to the dark side of YouTube, and I'm sorry that I even uncovered it for you guys. I know some of you guys are enjoying it, and I just want to crawl into my bed right now and hide underneath the covers and just forget that that video even exists. All I can say to the person that created that video is thanks for all the freaking nightmares I'm gonna have tonight. Things get even scarier in at number 1 with Robert Helpman. Before I show you guys a clip, let me give you guys a backstory. These disturbing videos are of a serial killer who enjoyed doing things to dead corpses, like feeding them ice cream and moving them around the house. Sounds creepy, right? Well, I feel like we don't even need to see a clip, but you know what? Here we go. In all of his videos, you see a bagged corpse named Daisy who appears to be dead, but she's not alone. In some parts of the video, we see a masked serial killer who seems totally insane. People are saying that these video clips are fake, but what if a serial killer is real? What if he just has a house full of bagged up corpses and he enjoys posting them onto YouTube? I kind of want to do some more investigating, but I don't want to be the next victim either.
Starting things off at number 10, we have The Purge. I think the more footage I see from Ring doorbells, my fear of the dark has only intensified. Those things never seem to catch anything nice. There's a Reddit user who further made me want to never leave my house in the dark. The user that goes by the fabulous username of Fat and Depressed shared that between the hours of 12 AM and 4 AM, he got 4 notifications on his phone that his doorbell had detected a visitor. Immediately upon seeing those, I would absolutely be unsettled. When he checked the doorbell's camera the first 3 times, there was nothing. He went on to say that he was thinking it was some sort of stray dog or cat or animal of some kind setting off the motion sensor. That was until the 4th notification came along. This time when he checked the camera, a face showed up on the screen. He also posted a photo of said face and oh man, not what you want looking back at you at 4 AM. It looked like a guy in his 50s with a face that appeared to be painted white. It could have just been the night lighting on the camera, but his face was white. He also looked like he was wearing black eyeliner all the way around his eyes and he was standing with his hands behind his back. It seriously looked like a scene from The Purge. Number 9, clowns. Remember the creepy clown epidemic in like 2014 that had people dressing like clowns and making us all scared to leave our houses? Well, you can imagine the chilling security footage that came with that phase. One video in particular comes from none other than Jacksonville, Florida, and whether it was a prank or not, I don't like the video regardless. The footage comes from a home security camera and it shows the porch of a house with an extremely creepy looking clown standing there looking at the camera. The clown is dressed in an all-white clown jumpsuit, white face, and some clown makeup not suitable for a children's birthday party. For most of the video, the clown just stands there staring at the camera, only moving slightly to tilt his head further to the side. Then the clown decided to take the poor homeowner's pumpkin and start punching it quite aggressively, I have to say. I'm sure when they woke up and saw that video, they wished they never had. Without the security camera, they would have just noticed their pumpkin smashed, but no, thanks to technology, they got to watch a creepy clown stare into their eyes while doing it. I think if I saw this video on my porch, I would be moving out right away. Number 8, where's the exit? User Dr. Beso on Reddit shared a story that just might send a shiver up your spine. He said that he worked as a doctor in a UK hospital and on a particularly quiet night shift, the nurses told him a story of another doctor at the hospital. The story went that the doctor was running to a crash call when a woman stopped him to ask which way the front entrance was. The doctor directed the woman and kept hustling to the patient. When he got there, he said it was the woman who had stopped him to ask for directions. The woman ended up not not making it in the end, but they just had to check the security footage. The whole encounter was caught on the cameras, except the story told on the footage has a slight difference to the one the doctor shared. The camera showed him running, stop midway down the hall, and gesture to the exit while saying something. The only problem was there was no woman on the video. I don't even know how you could explain that one. I hope they gave that doctor a nice long weekend after that. At number 7, stolen phone. This person shared a story that started as a stolen phone and ended in a creepy mystery. He said that they had to call the cops while his girlfriend's cell phone was stolen off the porch of their apartment. He explained that the apartment is a room sectioned off on the first floor of an old mansion with a fenced-in porch. When the officer arrived, he asked to see the surveillance tapes, and the maintenance man let them come along to help the cops with the timestamps to narrow down the footage. Unfortunately, they did not see the person who took his girlfriend's phone. That being said, right about the time they expected to see someone grab the phone, they did see a man. Apparently it was not a resident, as there are only 4 and they all know each other in the building. The man appeared to be running frantically from something, and at full force he entered the only door of the building and never left. Even after over 24 hours of footage. I would have simply left all my belongings behind and found a new apartment after that. Number 6, out of thin air. Etchy shared on Reddit that he was one of the people going through footage from security cameras outside of Pulse nightclub before, during, and after the horrible tragedy that happened there in 2016. While I'm sure all of the footage was quite disturbing, he also claimed to have found something a little supernatural. He said there were so many sad and disturbing things to be seen. The strange one, however, was a wounded man that appeared out of nowhere. Apparently the mystery man waved his hands for help and cops came over to carry him to safety. Etchy shared that he tried numerous times to rewind and find where the man came from, but he was either just there or he wasn't. He didn't crawl to where he ended up, he just appeared. I bet anything that he was sitting with that footage for ages, going back and forth, frame by frame, slowly driving himself crazy. I don't know how he ever stopped rewatching it. I think I would have just become consumed by the mystery of it all. At number 5, frozen footage. Reddit user Trudenter shared a spooky work story that would make it even harder to get out of bed and head to work. He said that he worked at a place that required people to be there 24 hours a day. He was working the night shift and said the security on the building was pretty good. Bars on the window, multiple locked doors, the usual, no one can get in without authorization setup. He said he was finishing up his shift when he heard a door close. After checking the cameras, he saw a person walking towards the room he was in. Thinking it was someone early for their shift, he waited, but when no one entered the room, the hairs on his neck started to rise. He said it not being a huge building, he would go and find the person from the tape. He came up empty-handed, but noticed a fire door had shut. Trudenter said he went to look back at the footage, but didn't have the password. He then said he sat with his spine tingling until the morning shift came in. He told his coworker what had happened, and he went home. When he asked them what they found on the footage, they said it showed the fire door closing, but then the video froze for about an hour. The next thing the camera caught was him reopening the door. Talk about shivers, I would never work the night shift alone again. At number 4, injured intruder. Just Stoic on Reddit shared the story of how she had no idea there was an intruder trying to break into her house until seeing the footage her home's camera caught of it happening. She said that she was living with her godparents at the time. Her godfather had returned from work at about 6 p.m. and asked why there was blood near the pool in the backyard. Just Stoic said she'd been in the room right next to the pool the whole time, so she had no idea what her godfather was on about. They both pulled up the security footage from the day, and sure enough, they figured out the answers. The footage showed a man jumping the fence in broad daylight, cutting himself on their barbed wire above the fence, and frantically looking for a way into the house through the back. The user said she had been maybe 10 feet from the intruder at one point and did not hear a thing. Scary to think what could have happened if a window had been left open. Dang, not even safe from people trying to break in with barbed wire around your house. Number 3, bike be gone. One Reddit user shared his scary security footage story, and it's definitely a head scratcher. The user explained he used to have an apartment near his office building, which was kinda secluded from the rest of the city's commercial district. Anyway, he said that he sold his apartment, and before moving he left his bike chained to the building's bike rack. He figured the bike would be okay in what he called the no man's land for a few days. Then in the middle of the week one day, he came to the office and noticed that the bike rack was completely empty. Since his office was closed, he asked the IT guy to watch the security footage in order to catch the bike thief in action. The Reddit user said as he and the IT guy watched, they saw people leaving the office the night before, bike is still there, they kept watching, and all of a sudden the bike was gone. He said we slowed the tape down and literally it was bike there and then poof, gone. The user then went on to say he assumed his bike got taken to the upside down. If that happened to me, I don't think I would ever sleep again knowing my bike just vanished into thin air. Number 2. School prank or poltergeist. There is a secondary school in Cork, Ireland called Deer Park Christian Brothers School. In October 2017, they released footage from a school security camera that caught some sort of ghost causing a ruckus in the hallway. The video shows a door being slammed open, lockers shaking, locker doors opening, and even the wet floor sign gets thrown around. The video was a viral hit, earning coverage from a wide variety of outlets, with the school's deputy principal telling them he had no idea how things were moving in the video. Wolf said, "We couldn't understand how this had occurred. If it's a prank, it's very well done." After watching the video myself, I'm not even sure how a person could have pulled off the video either. To point even more fingers to it being a ghost, the school is built on a site known as Green Gallows, where in the 19th century criminals would go to be punished. And in the 19th century they weren't just throwing them in cells. Was it a tech-savvy student pulling a prank, or the angry spirit of a criminal? And at number 1, ominous elevator ride. You may already know the story of the Cecil Hotel and Elisa Lam. You may have already seen the scary footage of her right before her passing, and it's unsettling. Basically, guests at the hotel in Los Angeles complained of low water pressure in their rooms. This caused employees to head up to the roof and check out the water tank. Instead of finding faulty wiring or a broken pipe, they found the body of poor Elisa Lam. She was a young woman traveling on her own. Police were obviously called to investigate, and what they found on the security tape is creepy. The footage she appeared in before the incident was from an elevator, and something was just not right about it all. In it, Lam seemingly speaks to someone, presses all the buttons, and peeks her head out almost as though looking for a person she was scared of. The video has been dissected by law enforcement and conspiracy theorists, but we still have no idea what really happened to Lam. The footage is really ominous, and it only added more confusion as to how she ended up in that water tank.
At number 10 we have Project Amber. Project Amber is a very interesting travel channel. It follows Lance and his dog as they take a camper van through a lot of the UK and some of Europe. It's an interesting perspective to see how you can get by on very minimal resources. Now, for the most part, this is just a regular travel channel, but on one episode he runs into something very strange. He's driving through the woods in France and stops at a place to camp. He's doing a video breakdown, and his dog keeps staring at an old locked up well, as if there's someone standing there. Lance is a little freaked out by this, but keeps on doing the video. Later, when the cameras were off, he was approached by a bald woman wearing no shoes walking through the forest. He tries to speak to her, but she doesn't communicate, and then she continues walking into the woods. He tries to follow her to see if she's okay, but then she's gone. It's endless woods for miles, so who knows where she could have gone. And then later, he sees this.
I'm gonna leave.
The girl's running through the woods alone. Well, this is enough to get Lance freaked out, so he hightails it out of there and heads to a location which is over 50 miles away to leave this creepy mystery forest lady behind. At number 9 we have Mexican Fire Ghost. If you're going for a nice drive through a Mexican forest at night, you know how you casually go on night drives through the woods? Well, this might happen to you. Turns out in the forest of Texcla, there is a flaming ghost that wants to eat your soul. Let's have a look. Now that's one of the scariest things I've seen in my whole life. I think I'm gonna have nightmares about that for 30 years. Apparently this ghost had popped up several times before they caught it on video. I don't know if this burning phantom really wants to eat your soul, but there's no way a flaming specter can be good for the environment. Think of the forest fires. At number 8 we have Yeti. Russian dashcam videos are literally the best thing in the world. They capture everything. You see gunfights, explosions, car crashes, and now footage of a mythical beast walking through the snow. Let's check it out. Imagine seeing that running around in the wild. I would hope that it isn't like eating people because we're like cousins or something. Aren't we related to Yetis? I don't know if they're real. But these guys are super freaked out, obviously, because they just saw something that most people think don't exist. I don't know what they're saying because it's in Russian, but if anyone cracks the code, please leave it in the comments below. By crack the code, I mean if anyone speaks Russian. At number 7 we have strange howling. Canada has endless forests that go on forever in every direction. There could be anything lurking inside them. There's everything from things that are deadly to things that are pure and innocent. And this mystery howling could be either. Based on what I can hear in this video, I'm going to lean towards dangerous. It's unknown what could be making those noises. Some wildlife experts think it could be some sort of large animal, but that kind of behavior is very unusual. There are those videos where cats try to like impersonate dogs, and this could be one of those. Just a different animal like a mountain lion trying to impersonate a wolf or something, or maybe trying to impersonate fear itself. At number 6 we have more howling. It seems like terrifying howling coming from the deep dark woods is a lot more normal than we thought, but it doesn't make it any less scary. We have some more footage from a separate incident in Wisconsin. It's thought that it could be some sort of wounded animal crying out for help. It sounds like it could maybe be a wolf. Let's check it out. That is enough to make the hair on the back of your neck stand up. This video sounds a little bit more animalistic than the last, but what kind of creature could make that noise? If it is a wolf, what could be lurking in the woods that is so powerful and threatening that it could make a wolf cry out in fear like that? At number 5 we have an unexpected guest. You're hiking through the woods and you expect to see some nice birds, maybe a cute family of squirrels, but you forget that there's also a bunch of animals that live in the woods that would gladly eat you.
There's a mountain lion right here.
Holy crap, this guy had one of the top predators in the forest just walking up on him like it was nobody's business. This thing has no fear, and this is a few minutes into the video. This cougar has been following him for a while. He stands his ground and tries to get the beast to flee, and I guess the big boy was a little camera shy because he eventually turns and leaves. This guy got very lucky. I feel like those things don't usually turn and run tail. If they want to come at you, then you are done for. Unless you're this guy who killed a mountain lion with his bare hands.
It really clicked after I hit it in the head with a rock and it still didn't release my wrist. That at that point, more drastic measures were necessary.
At number 4 we have more screaming. Even more screaming. Che, how many screaming videos are you going to include on this list? Well, I had to include this one because it seems like it could be some sort of ape-like creature screaming from the woods, so it could be a Bigfoot, and you can't have a list of scary things caught on video in a forest or in the woods without Bigfoot stuff. It's so necessary. I mean, it could be anything, but that doesn't sound like any sort of animal I've ever heard. Some people have made claims that it could be a howler monkey, but the video was taken in Georgia and there ain't no howler monkeys in Georgia, I'll tell you that much. At number 3 we have a man in the woods. If you spend a night in an abandoned hotel in the middle of the woods, there's a good chance that you're going to run into some sort of weird stuff that'll make you want to pee your pants. This was the plan of German YouTubers Iblali. They wanted to do something spooky for their fans. The footage was pretty creepy, and after they uploaded it, their fans found a little Easter egg. I don't know if you guys saw what was lurking in the shadows, but there was a man standing there, and they didn't notice that he was there until after they uploaded the video. Some people saw it and then highlighted it to the YouTubers. So who is this dude and why was he just following them in the woods? At number 2 we have Midnight Terror. So much of what happens in this video is horrifying. It's from the YouTube channel called MindSeeTV, and they decide to go find a bunch of condemned buildings in the middle of the forest in the middle of the night. Let's just go down the list of things that happen. First, someone starts following them as they're walking through the woods. You never see this person, but you hear them whistling and you can hear their footsteps. Next, they hear this mystery stalker get very close to them, and they actually set up some bell tripwires, and the guy trips over them and they hear the bells ringing. Then they find the building, they go inside, and then they use this device to communicate with ghosts. This whole adventure is just one giant nope for me. I don't want anything to do with this, and I never want to hang out with these guys. Oh my god, they just seem like they attract terror or something. I don't like it. And for the number 1 spot we have a horror scene. A hiker was walking through the woods. He follows a trail that leads to what seems to be some sort of small campsite set up in the middle of the woods. What he finds is very bizarre, unexplained, and terrifying. On several of the trees surrounding this makeshift campsite in the middle of the woods, it looks like there's signs set up. At first it seems like they could be some sort of wildlife warning, but on closer inspection you find this and it's horrifying.
Look what these fucking are.
On all the trees surrounding this area, there are missing person signs. What the hell is going on here? This looks like the scene out of a horror movie. All of these posters are from people who have actually gone missing and haven't been found. The man recording the video keeps filming a little while longer, and then he hears voices coming, so he hightails it out of there before whoever these people are can find him. Once he gets out of this terror scene, he contacts the police and gave them the GPS location that he got from his phone, and the police go to investigate. This entire scene was connected to a nearby property. They claim that it was all decoration for a Halloween party. It was the beginning of October, so it's possible that the signs were connected to some sort of Halloween party, but it seems like they've been up there for a long time. They all have water damage, some of them have holes in them. It is so creepy and so weird.
Starting off at number 10 now, we have Punishment. This is a very strange video uploaded in 2017. It's unlisted, meaning it can't be found by searching for it. You already have to have the link to even see it. The title and the description are a jumble of letters and numbers, and the video itself sounds like this. That's creepy on its own, and then it gets even weirder. Some Reddit users realized that the title and the description were actually written in a rotation code. That means that all the letters have been kind of pushed along the alphabet in the same amount. In this case, the number was 8. They then reversed this and found the true message. It reads, "The sacrifice of Henrietta and Igor. Red, repressed the memories of trauma with drugs. Blue, militaristic training and decimation of the Ming. Green, denial of events and atrocities committed against them. Yellow, personas compartmentalized. Pink, core personality entirely destroyed."
Blue, your trigger is Spider-Man.
The title was also translated to Punishment. Also, during the video, there is a code that appears on the screen which translates to "Spider-Man and Elsa are your friends." Now, this has led many to think that the video is some sort of subliminal message linked to the whole Spider-Man and Elsa conspiracy on YouTube. That's honestly a topic for a whole other video. We don't have time today, but you guys should go and research it if you're interested in this so far. Next up at number 9 now, we have 11BX1371. That's the name of this very bizarre video that spread online in early 2015. Here's a segment from it. The black and white part is 2 minutes in length. It features a person wearing a plague doctor costume in a rundown building in a forest. They hold up a hand with an irregular blinking light. One of the most noticeable things about this video is the continuous buzzing sound that can be heard in the background. Some reported that it sounded like someone was repeatedly saying, "I would love to kill you." One Reddit user created a spectrogram of the sound and found both text and images concealed within it. One part simply said, "You are already dead." The images depicted women being mutilated and tortured, leading people to think that this was actually the work of a serial killer. These fears seem to be confirmed when later research found still images from the horror film The Bunny Game, another one from the German film Slasher, and also a picture of a victim of the Boston Strangler. In the years since its discovery, people have continued to try and decode the video and discover its meaning. If you look this one up for yourself, you can find much more about it. Some of it is too dark to even mention in this video. And that's me saying that. Moving on to number 8 now, we have Rubber Johnny. This video was originally uploaded in 2005 and began circulating in emails before appearing on YouTube. The video claims to document Johnny, a 16-year-old inbred mutant who has been locked up in a pitch black basement by his ashamed parents. Other than Johnny, the only living thing we see in the basement is his dog. The video shows Johnny descending into a kind of madness. It eventually morphs into this creepy drum and bass video that seems to get weirder with every second. Next up at number 7 now, we have Daisy Unwinds. This is a very disturbing video uploaded to YouTube in 2015. It's actually part of a series of videos, all with the name Daisy in their title. The videos were removed from YouTube, but some people had already downloaded a few to upload later, and this is one of them. In this video, we see a body bag laying in a bathtub. A masked man feeds the body bag with a spoon from a bowl. Backwards music plays as well. At 41 seconds in, the man starts banging his head. A split second later, we see a message on the screen. Redditors piece together the words to find that it's part of a poem about death. The video has raised more questions than answers. What does it all mean? Who exactly uploaded it? And perhaps most disturbingly, is that body bag real? Moving on to number 6 now, we have Sad Satan. This is a video from 2015 that appears to show a game from the deep web known as Sad Satan. The uploader claims to have found it on a deep web forum. The file was signed only with the initials ZK. The file showed no signs of malware, and so the uploader played it. This is the recording that he took of the game. Pretty eerie. Most of the game features the player just walking down these dark hallways with sort of creepy psychedelic sounds being played, accompanied with the player's footsteps. This pattern seems to go on for a long time, interrupted only by strange black and white photos towards the end of the video. The audio also starts to include a loud rumble with what sounds like voices slowed down. Further on, we see that the maze is full of childlike creatures. Occasionally a white screen will flash up with a message written in wingdings. A Reddit user translated them to find messages such as "I can track you, kill, kill and kill again, you are on my list, hail 666 and sad people died." The uploader eventually deleted the whole game off his computer, leaving the internet still trying to decipher its dark messages. Next up at number 5 now, we have Dining Room or There Is Nothing. This video has been around almost as long as YouTube itself has existed. It was uploaded in 2006 and has been freaking people out ever since then. The woman stares at the camera with a blank face and utters some gibberish words. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, she drops her face right into her own bowl. Later on in the video, she lifts her head up and says to the camera, "There is nothing." This video is scary enough by itself, but then people realised a few things about it. The second half of the video is an exact mirror of the first, only in reverse. It's supposed to be played on a loop, going round and round for infinity. They say this video tells a story of our desire to know what happens after death. When the woman in the video falls into her bowl, she dies. She returns to utter the words, "There is nothing," as in, there is nothing after death. No heaven, no hell, no afterlife. Life and death are just an endless cycle, just like the video itself.
There is nothing.
Moving on to number 4 now, we have 16. That's the title of this unlisted video on YouTube, which has been viewed over 8,000 times. It's very disturbing, but in a way you can't quite put your finger on why. It's from the perspective of a person watching people on a swing. A fuzzy wind sound blows in the background along with a single monotone noise. The people in the video don't seem to be aware that they are being filmed. They walk over to some other people in the park and then the image freezes. A strange motif sounds while this happens. At 16 seconds, a single frame shows the words, "You've met." The video then resumes for a few more seconds before ending at the 25-second mark. In the 7 years since it's been uploaded, many people have tried to discern who uploaded this, why they did it, and what that message of "You've met" really means. Honestly, part of me doesn't even want to know. Moving on to number 3 now, we have I Feel Fantastic. This is a piece of absolute nightmare fuel that I have talked about before on this channel. It was first uploaded in 2009 by Creepyblog, a channel which has not uploaded a single video since. It features a mannequin-like character known as Tara the Android, who sings a song through a voice simulator. The result is haunting, transfixing, and repulsive all at the same time. Tara the Android remains motionless throughout, but is seen in a number of different positions. One of the only big changes in shots comes when the camera snaps to an outdoor location that looks like the edge of some woods. One of the song's lyrics includes the words, "Run, run, run, run." Now, naturally, people felt there was more to this video than meets the eye. Some people believe that the creator is a murderer who killed a woman named Tara and dressed up that doll in her clothes. They say the outdoor shot is of where she was buried. This theory was strengthened when people found that the description is a cryptic reference to the Greek legend of Pygmalion. He was a sculptor that created a statue of a woman for himself because he felt that all women were tainted. Perhaps the person who made this video felt that the real Tara didn't live up to his expectations, and this doll is the first step towards bringing her back to life. Moving on to number 2 now, we have Transfiguration. This is a bizarre video posted to YouTube in 2008 by Oliver de Sagazan. It starts off fairly tame. Oliver is seen muttering some words. He then begins to cover himself in layers of material. The painting and sculpting continues for 9 minutes and begins to look more and more horrific with each layer. Oliver himself seems to be losing his mind. Some people believe there is a hidden message along the way. in this video. What is this half-human, half-beast creature we see being created before us? What does it mean at the end when his mental state seems to crash and crumble with every swing of his head? Perhaps that's for you to decipher. And finally, number 1 now, we have Street Walking. That's the name of this video, uploaded by Shay St. John. Now, if you've been around on YouTube for as long as I have, you may recognize that name. The surreal videos fascinated the original YouTube community back in 2006 and 2007. For many though, they are very creepy. Street Walking is a notoriously weird video. Just take a look.
She is totally obsessed. She is totally obsessed. She's buying her stairway to heaven.
Shay St. John has remained burned into the memories of everyone who watched this the first time round and all the other videos. The character always wears a series of wigs and dresses and has wooden hands on sticks. It's thought the character lost her arms and legs in a horrific car accident. Now, some die-hard members of the community are convinced that this Shay St. John was actually more real than people know, and the videos like this contain clues as to what dark events really went on. Starting off at number 10 now, we have Creeper in My Apartment. This video was uploaded in 2009 by a YouTube channel called Bill JJ NYC. Now, he's actually an actor called Joe Cummings. He starts the video off by explaining to the viewer that food was going missing in his apartment.
So I kept on finding food missing in my apartment that I knew I wasn't eating. I confronted my girlfriend who lives with me about it, and she claimed she wasn't eating it.
He asked his girlfriend about it, and she said that she wasn't the one who was eating it. Now apparently he wasn't too sure though. Guess they had real trust issues. So he set up a night camera in his kitchen in order to catch his girlfriend in the act. What he recorded though was far more disturbing. A few hours into the night, one of the cupboard doors opened and a woman climbs out. It's not his girlfriend. The woman eats some food and generally just makes herself at home. At one point she even pees in the sink. Yeah, that kind of make yourself at home. When she hears Joe coming, she quickly hides under the nearby couch. Only re-emerging when he's gone and then crawling back into her hiding spot. Joe insists that the footage is real, and that it was actually a homeless woman squatting there. The jury is still out on that one, but one thing's for sure, a lot of people started checking out potential hiding spots in their own homes after this video went viral. Maybe we should all do that today, just to be safe. Next up at number 9 now, we have video dating tape. This was uploaded to YouTube by a user called Balaclava Girl 95. In the description box, they said they found this video on a VCR tape that they bought. It starts off by showing a man called Tony giving a description of himself for a video dating service.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm 36 years of age, 5'10", an entrepreneur, businessman, and part-time adventurer. I have properties in the south of France.
Now, despite the fact that he seems to be lying about certain things, at least to me anyway, the video starts off quite normal. Then towards the middle of the video, we start to hear some commotion in the background, along with the muffled sound of what to me sounds like a woman struggling. And Tony reacts like this. From that moment on, the video gets full on weird. At one point he even says he's looking for someone to spend the rest of their life with. Not his, their life, which sounds like he's pretty sure they're going to live a much shorter life than he is. If you weren't getting the crazy murderer vibes by now, let's just finish off by playing out the last 20 seconds of the video.
Hi, I'm Tony.
Next up at number 8 now, we have Alien Caught on Tape in Sewer. That's the title given to this video, apparently taken by a British water company. The CCTV footage from 2011 claims to show a creature that was filmed by sewer engineers during a routine survey. If you blink, you might miss this one, so make sure you watch it carefully. That wasn't the only clip though. For those people who weren't freaked out by the first clip, the second one usually gets them. So, what exactly are we looking at here? Well, when the footage spread online, there were many theories being floated about. Some people said it was an alien, others said it was a creature that had been somehow genetically mutated and now roamed the sewers. For a lot of people though, they went with the theory that this was just an April Fool's hoax that went viral. Check out the video and let me know what you think. Moving on to number 7 now, we have the Fallen Angel in Catalonia. If you spend enough time looking for creepy videos on YouTube, you may have already come across this one. For the rest of you though, this is a very famous one. The video has racked up millions of views since it was uploaded in 2006 and has made several lists on the internet claiming to prove the existence of ghosts and the paranormal. The video starts off with the rustling sound of 2 men in a forest in Spain. The location is said to be just outside of the town of Campdevànol. Hopefully I pronounced that right. It's already very creepy and would probably have become famous even without the ending, but the ending is what makes it for me. The ending is where we see this so-called fallen angel, and the clip speaks for itself. What was that? Whatever it was, people have been debating its authenticity ever since it first appeared on YouTube. Conventional wisdom claims it's a well-made hoax by some Spanish horror film fans, but others swear that the clip and the fallen angel are 100% real. Perhaps have a look and see what you think. Moving on now to the number 6 spot, we have Real Demons Caught on Tape. With a title like that, the video really needs no introduction from me, but I have to do that, otherwise I'll be out of a job. It was first uploaded by the YouTube channel Chester Tyler 714 in 2009. Since then, it's racked up almost 5 million views. I think it's like 40,000 views shy of that. The description simply reads, real paranormal activity, scary hands coming out of ceiling, hands coming out of the walls, hand demon. Wow, what a description. Let's see if that's a fair assessment. Okay, honestly, that is scary. Even though I've seen it quite a few times now, I don't know what the hands are all about. Usually when you have a demon caught on camera kind of video, it's an actual whole demon that can be seen, or at least its face. That was just hand though. Do the hands belong to just one demon, or is there a demon for every set of hands we see there? I'm not sure which of those is a scarier prospect, if I'm honest. One thing is for sure though, for a video that seemed like it couldn't get any scarier, the end really outdid itself. Coming at number 5 now, we have the Croatian stalking tape. This video was uploaded to YouTube in July 2016. It appears to be some found footage from years ago. It's filmed by 2 Croatian teens while they goof around in a local park at night. Then, about a minute into the video, they realise they are not alone in the park. Someone or something is watching them. At first, they shrug it off. Sometimes people just stand around in parks at night, I guess. It happens. They don't seem to be too creeped out, even when they see the stranger is wearing a sort of white mask and crouching creepily in the dark.
Bravo.
The masked stalker is starting to get to them now. Eventually they decide to call it a night and return to their apartment block, a safe place, they thought. Moving on to number 4 now, we have Ghost from Japanese Subway. This is a bizarre video uploaded to YouTube in May 2013. To me, it looks like it's from the late 90s, perhaps earlier. It's hard to tell, but this mystery has helped make the video so famous. The video runs for a little over 5 minutes. During that time, we see a group of young Japanese people enjoying drinks and food. Every now and again, though, we get a little glimpse of the ghost girl. The most shocking bit by far, though, comes at the end when the creepy girl on the platform decides to step onto the railway tracks. And if you thought it was over, think again. Just as we see a guy reeling from what he's just seen, a familiar face appears in the corner of the screen. Some have said this is all from a Japanese horror anthology called Yura Horror, so I'd implore you guys to watch more of that if you want to find out more. Moving on to number 3 now, we have Dead Great Grandma. This is a video from a channel called DJ Deaf Joey. It starts off fairly normal with Joey talking about his dead great grandma. He tells us about her in sign language, including how she died in 1945. For those of you interested, that means she died over 73 years ago. Okay, still nothing weird yet. Then he explains how that when the cemetery she was buried in went into disrepair, he took her coffin and kept it in his back garden. This is where the creepy footage starts. Amazingly, it just keeps getting creepier. I've watched that clip for a long time, many times over the years, not for my own entertainment. I hope to never see it again. I watch it to do videos like this for you guys. Doesn't matter how many times I watch it though, I still can't figure out what possessed this guy to put his dead great grandma in his garden. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe someone out there can explain to me. Coming in at number 2 now, we have This Is a Special Time. This is another weird video that I've seen a couple of times now, and it never gets any less weird for me. I can tell you that the origin for the video is that it's from Little Baby's Ice Cream. They're a company that sell handmade, super premium ice cream made from 16% butterfat. That doesn't sound so scary, does it? So I bet this video is gonna be fine, right? Wrong.
I eat Little Baby's ice cream. It keeps me young. It keeps me light on my feet. I spring.
I don't even know what to say about this video. It's one of those images that I just can't get out of my mind once I've seen it. A gooey, creamy, ice cream head person. And those eyes, man. Those eyes, they never leave me. Let's take one last little look at the end, shall we?
Little Baby's ice cream. You'll wink and nod and hug and high-five each other.
On second thoughts, let's not. Let's never watch that again. And finally, at number 1 now, we have the makeup tutorial. This video was uploaded by the 15 Experience with a very simple description. It said, "This video was sent to me anonymously. I do not have any information beyond that. It is for you to decide on your own whether it is real or fake." Take a look at the start of the video.
Gorge. Oh my god, do you see how pretty that looks? Pretty! Now we're gonna take it to our little stunted brush. This is what I like to call it because it has shorter bristles here.
Okay, it looks like any normal makeup tutorial at first, but just wait for this. Pretty horrific stuff. I'm not even sure if we're allowed to show that, but I guess if you've seen it, we are. If not, I might have to refilm this video. As horrific as it is, it turns out the clip may have been linked to a company as part of their promotional online content. Either way, it makes for disturbing viewing.